to show you how I finish off my quilts at the end when I've quilted a quilt top. Again, I'm using the float method, so I have taken and quilted the quilt using a float, which means I did not pin to the bar here, and now I have this much quilt to go, and I want to work it in and quilt it up so that it's as square as I can get it. I've moved my second bar back so that I can insert a piece of batting, because on this quilt, and occasionally, we all measure our batting incorrectly. Actually, I did it on purpose to show you how you do it when you do insert your batting incorrectly. So I cut a piece of batting to insert. It's the same batting that I used throughout the quilt, and incidentally, this is Legacy Bamboo. And all I want to do is butt it up to my existing piece of batting. I don't want to overlap it. I don't want to have a gap in it. I just want to sort of butt it up. So that's what I've done. If it makes you happy, you can whip stitch this together. I'm using a fairly dense quilting pattern, so I don't feel like I need to do that. Now I'm going to just lay down my quilt over it. I have some pins up here that I will be using to help square myself up. I'm going to take, and I'm doing a straight line right here with my pins. And what I want to do is keep my edges straight as I can and keep my border straight. This is a pretty poorly pieced quilt that I purchased off eBay, and I'm finding that there's a lot of extra bulk in here, and there's going to be bulk, and this is the problem we all run into as quilters at the end of our quilting is, what do we do to keep it straight and to keep all that extra bulk in if we have used the float method? So right now, this is my problem child over on the right. The left side is not as bad, and I'm just using some pins to lay this down and gently keeping it square. I want to keep this part as straight as I can, and I can use blue tape if I want, or I can use my eyeball, whatever helps. In earlier parts of this video, we used blue tape. And then I want to look to see how straight I am. I have a lot of creep up right here, so I want to gently straighten that out, place a pin. These pins are all going to come out after we baste, so it's okay. This part I need to creep up a little bit, and I might take both of these out because this is pulled lower than the rest. So really what you want to do is work anything that is bulky into the quilt so you can quilt it in. Now I have quite a bit of bulk right here, a lot. So I have to figure out how to work that all in, which I can do. And there we go. Then we're going to just go ahead, place the bar back in place. And again, I use this bar as a tension bar. I need to continue basting my sides down. Now I do something a little bit different at the end when I'm basting. I take my stitches and baste to within about 3 to 4 inches of the flat or the corner. I don't want to baste that corner completely down. I want to stay a little bit away so that I can do manipulation if I need to in the end and keep it as close to square as I can get it. So now I'm just basting in this side, and I'm looking for bulk. We always look for bulk when we're basting. Now I'm going to stop right there. I've given myself about 4 inches. Needle up, cut my thread, and go over to the other side and do the same thing. My other side is not as friendly as this side. Well, I've lost my scissors. There they are. So we'll see what we get over here. And again, I'm going to pick up my bobbin thread about an inch behind where my last stitches ended. I come forward and backward just to tie it a little bit, and I'm using number 4. Now again, I'm going to go slower here because I have more bulk to feed in. And I want to get that bulk worked in without creating pleats. Okay, I have my side in. Backed up a couple of stitches to help anchor it in place. Those are big basting stitches and they'll pull right out. Now that I have basted down the sides to within about 4 inches, I am going to advance the quilt. And we're going to work this bottom side, the bottom edge, which is a little different than what you're used to doing.